seen those videos of people punching a punching bag and then they turn to look at the camera and then the punching bag comes back and like knocks them out?
Yeah.
Yeah, just I'll let your mind sit with that for a second. We're going over on to Mirage, whatever you want to call it. I actually don't know how I think this is going to go. I feel like if you're Invictus, you're not going to try extra hard. I think you're just going to play a standard kind of game. You could be a little bit relaxed with it because, again, the pressure's off. You're through to the playoffs. Your seeding really can't change too much, at least the outcome of who you're going to play against for Beyond. I think it's more about important for them to have a good game here. I mean, my roles up against Divine Vendetta had a very strong showing, especially in the last two maps of Nuke. I believe it was Inferno. I think it was even top fragging for his team. But then they had a rough loss versus Vici and a recent victory against Jigadude. I had to make sure to read it in my head a couple times to make sure I said that correctly. But I think for them, getting a clean victory here would be ideal, but I think there's really no pressure. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some crazy play, Mitch.
Based on this tournament so far, I would not be surprised to see some crazy play in any matchup, but I think that for Invictus, you're right. The pressure isn't really on. They're guaranteed at least an okay placement, top 4. The problem, well, depending on other games. The problem for them is, I really think they want to win this because they'll secure 3rd spot, and like we said, that's D13 they'll be up against for Beyond. I think the same is on the line, right? They can get up there, they'll beat Invictus head-to-heads, and then it's only down to Tiger, who... Let me just quickly scan and see if they beat. I can't remember.
Yeah,
no,
that's why I kind of
2-1.
avoid it, because I don't fully remember since there's been an insane amount of games. Remember, it's 15 days of 3 matches a week, or 3 matches a day. That's 45 matches. So all best of 3s.
It was 2-1. That was the series you were talking about earlier, where Beyond, when I think 16-14 map 1, then lost the other 2. So that's a little bit of a problem then, where they might still secure the same seed because Tiger beat them head-to-heads. This is a fairly important one for both teams. Beyond can at least get themselves a 4th place guaranteed, maybe even 3rd, depending on if Tiger beat Tyloo or not. And for Invictus, they'll secure a 3rd spot, 3rd seed, if they can just find this one here. A little bit of an awkward fight there as Olivia manages to pick up another. Now it goes back to the 2v2. The smoke goes slightly too much to the right. Maybe that was intentional. May rolls up on top of the box, had a decent angle to take down Flying, and always left alone. The bomb being tapped, 15 seconds left. He's got to make a move out and stop that, but he can't. And with Olivia landing that shot, Beyond go up 1-0 to start us off on Mirage. Looking good. And
yeah, that was a super confusing smoke, actually. I would have thought go it towards the left a little bit. You can maybe see, you can obviously go for the defuse there, but I think at the same time with both players towards CT spawn, putting a smoke there only hinders you from actually closing this out, right? Because you can play on top of the boxes. You're seeing catches them as they try to push in. And if anything, if you put the smoke further in, Olivia wouldn't be able to see the people to connect. You had to hope on them not hitting you instead of you having a chance to kill them. Your fate's being taken out of your hands and just hoping to the RNG gods that they're not going to connect with you. Not a bad round for Invictus. They still get the bomb planted, right? And they have their deagles. They have an AK for flying. Definitely a squad we saw just on this exact map on day 1 pull off so many of these eco rounds, or these even force rounds with the deagles. But already off the bat, that's going to be the first go coming through for QQ. It looks like the bomb will rotate over towards the A site.
yeah, I'm definitely looking to hit in towards A. They've got a good time, a perfect timing on this as well. QQ's just gone to middle. KNTZ picks up the opening, spots another player as well, swings with the FAMAS. It's not good enough though. The AK winning the duel. They're massively behind though, especially with the low HP on Flying. He's made it below, gets one more kill, but that's all he'll be able to muster. And so 2-0 we go Beyond, get an upgrade to an AK. They've lost 2 players. I think it's a worthwhile trade. And close enough that they won't be terribly upset about it. Having to reinvest into these rifles. They still have an SMG on STK. Presume KNTZ has like a FAMAS dropped from or something like that. But Invictus approached that round in a very odd manner, Jason. Normally what you'll see is teams going for the full force buy, right? But they just came straight in with the hero rifle. And I'm actually quite a fan of that. It gives you a decent chance, as you said, the deagles can do a lot of damage. We've seen it again and again. And then when you come into this round, you have the ability to buy up 4 AKs. And provided you did that little bit of damage to the CT economy that they did in the previous round, you can set them down to an eco right now.
I mean, also, if you have a player like Flying on your team, why wouldn't you give him a hero AK?
Oh,
It's
of
like, hey,
course.
simple, you're on the team. Nah, 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 I'm not going to give you the AK. Of course, you're going to give him the AK because he has a chance to be so impactful around. And unfortunately, it didn't work out for Invictus. But like I said, respect the player, respect the hustle. But now they need to have a solid round here. Yuki's going to get caught out, shot completely through the smoke. KNTZ is going to be off to the side. I hear them pushing. He doesn't even get the first kill. Flying. What just happened there? Now it comes down to Olivia and Myrals, and Olivia's able to get one. Myrals got the initial, but now he's left alone against 3, and that's going to be Invictus to take the round. And that's what we were just saying, right? Flying has that ability to just pop off out of nowhere. It comes around the corner and domes the guy. Ridiculous stuff.
Oh yeah, Flying is an absolute beast, and he proves it right there. Olivia's up 5-1 at the moment, and hasn't even pulled out the AWP yet, though, so I would be a little bit cautious if I was Invictus. They need to secure these rounds fairly convincingly when their opponents have no armor. But the Deagles, they've done the damage. A plain 5/7 skin, Olivia? Really? What? Everyone's got the plain skins. What's happening? Where's the Hyper Beast? Where's the Flash? Let's see the flashy stuff.
Hey,
But
sometimes you don't need flashy stuff. Remember in Indiana Jones? He has to pick the cup, the Last Crusade.
oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, he has to pick the
Get
cup.
the dirty one.
Picks the plain one.
Yeah. I prefer a nice flashy one. Xiao Sage, he's opening up QQ, and there's not a lot of flashies going out here for Invictus, but they've got their smokes down. They're going to start moving towards the site where KNTZ had a one-hit chance onto Xiao Sage and even lit up Destroyer. But it's all left down to SDK and Mayros to get this done. And I would have preferred SDK to save that AK, but I don't think he would have made it out alive anyways. Mayros got a chance. There's one. 2 more players are low. He's got an AK now to work with as well. Sees the first, but not able to hit it. Up on top, Flying was certainly elevated. And 2-2 they go. Losing 2 players, no bomb plant. I mean, it's going to cost them a little bit. And Beyond are still a little bit away from that full buy, though. I think they're definitely going to want to take a light one just to allow Olivia to get that AWP.
I wonder if we're even going to see Destroyer on the T side play by the AWP. And I would probably assume not, unless they're really being held back. I feel like most of the time, unless you're like Bren, where Wit seems to get it T side, I mean, no matter the map, it's more of like, all right, what we're doing is not working. Let's switch it up. Let's throw in an AWP and try to use it as an entry towards somewhere. And well, speaking of a light buy-up, SDK is able to get the first, always separated from his teammates. He's going to drop. That's 2 weapons they can pick up. Going to be QQ to push up to get one. NTZ as well. Just like that, a 4-on-3. So really not a terrible round. What? What? What?
Yep. I'm with you on that. I'm with... Oh, the fade through the smoke. Mayrolls catches Flying off guard. Looks for more. The element of surprise no longer in his favor. Crossing over to get that AK is very difficult for him, and the nade's going to make it a whole lot harder. He runs. Unfortunately, not able to get away. But the last 2 CTs are coming from 2 completely opposite angles. QQ can make a little bit of noise. There we go. Hitting the shot onto Xiao Sage, and is Viva ready for this peek coming straight out? He is. But doesn't matter. So I don't know what happened. I presumed Viva was taking the fight onto CT and allowing KNTZ to just stand up above so he could flick over. But now I start to think maybe he didn't see him.
Yeah,
and I don't know
maybe
how.
he was watching a different angle. Maybe he was watching like towards Palace and he was like jiggle peeking or something.
Well, he did. See, I'm sure we might see it in a replay here. As he was looking down towards CT, a good like quarter of his screen was the player up above.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look. I guess maybe he didn't see it. Maybe he was just so focused. It happens sometimes, right? Where you just have the blinkers on. The blinders, as you call them, looking straight at one angle.
Why would they be blinkers?
I don't know. It's an Irish
They
thing.
don't blink.
I've
They're for
literally...
blinding. They're for controlling your field of view for a horse so it doesn't freak out.
Yeah. I really don't know why they're called blinkers, but that's what they're called in Ireland.
Okay. Well, I can respect that you also think it's weird.
Yeah.
Ooh. Through the edge of the smoke. KNTZ gonna fall. Xiao Sage again with the entry towards the A side. Here comes the execute. Olivia has the AWP, but I'm honestly really worried he's not gonna be able to do too much with it. He's gonna push straight through the smoke. Why? He gets so aggressive. He falls, and this should be a done round here for Invictus. Even an off rescue if they want it. Oh man, this is clean. As clean as can be.
Now this hurts for Beyond. They've just been trampled on. Blinkers are not. And Jason, I've just found out that it's actually a British term, not an Irish term. So, yep, blinders. That's what we're going with.
Damn it, Dinko.
It's all Dinko's fault. I'll have to change my vernacular now. Now, with the position Beyond are in at the moment, exits are not ideal because they don't have a lot of money. It's not worthwhile. Why are you doing that to me, QQ? It puts a really poor taste in my mouth whenever this happens. Where, let's think about this logically. For QQ, let's assess the risk reward. He dies, he has to rebuy. Let's say they want an AWP. That's all his money gone. STK needs a drop. So there's Mayrolls giving him not even a FAMAS, an SMG. KDZ can buy for himself. Olivia, again, on a weaker weapon. If QQ had to buy up that AWP, or QQ would be on a weak weapon. Now, what's the reward they get? So, what have we assessed? They'll get 1, maybe 2 rifles, an AWP, and 2 SMGs. For Invictus, if he kills, let's say 2 of them even. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He kills 2 before dying. They still buy up. It causes damage in the future, but coming into this round, it makes very little impact. And if Invictus win it again, then Beyond have no money. And they're risking having the 2 SMGs for such an important round. It just doesn't pay off. Not at all. But you see it so often that players go in for those exits. And you're like, what? Why? I understand that there's a benefit to it, but the risk you're taking is not worth it.
Again, I think I'll cop it up to this. I think if I see anything wacky like that throughout this series and even through the next series, it's just mostly going to be about, well, they're through the playoffs, their seeding can slightly change, but I feel like they're going to play a lot more carefree than like a match that they need to qualify to the playoffs or a grand final in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I want to cop it up to that because I feel like that's just a generic excuse any of the teams can use in this, because I think it's true. There's no need to really win this game. Obviously, winning would be nice, gives you an extra morale and momentum into the playoffs. We talked about peaking at the right time in a tournament. On the same note, a relaxed game for them. And they're going to have 4 days off from now until the playoffs anyways to revise anything.
There's a turn of phrase I've heard you... Well, we'll talk about that in a second, actually, because the push is about to come in. STK's been lit to 13 health by the Molotov, by the nade. He hasn't even seen anyone, and he's almost dead. There's Invictus. Gear up to push out of apartments. Short control's about to be seized, but there's 3 players on it. There's 2 players on this. There's 1 player on this site, and it's all down. No, there's none. There's no one left. It's gone.
Why did they defend B? Where's all the players out?
Just being steamrolled. My God. That wasn't even the short play. It was just a straight push out of apartments. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for B. So let's get back to that point.
Turn of phrase you're talking about.
Yes. So it was a phrase I remember hearing Thorin say. I'm gonna have to make it a little bit more PG for the stream, but it was if you practice sloppily and like a silly Billy, you'll play sloppily and like a silly Billy.
Doesn't sound like something Thorin would say.
No, he did use different words for a certain part of it. I'm not sure if you can tell which, but
I can tell.
But yeah, it really stuck with me when I see teams do make loose plays in games they say don't matter. And so you're just teaching yourself bad habits, because eventually it'll come out.
Remember I was saying like a while ago during this tournament, Rafa in Quake.
Yes.
He literally takes every scrim, every match, everything he ever plays in duel or 2-on-2s, whatever mode he's practicing for, he takes as a tournament match. He tries 100%. He doesn't slack off. And that way, when he gets into those big games, it's just like, it's just another match for you, right? It's not a big deal. There's no extra pressure on him. And I respect that. That's what I was saying before. Like, I wanted to see Ty Lue do the likes of that when we saw Ty Lue playing sloppy. I wanted to see the teams have that composure and take every match like it's, a grand finals of a major. I think that's something that separates, some of these teams. But at the same time, like, I also can't knock them for being a little bit relaxed, considering we're at the tail end of, 15 match days of play. I mean, it's only 1 best of 3 a day. I guess it's really not that big of a deal for them. But yeah, no, I'm with you. You play sloppy, and you can expect to play sloppy later on when it counts.
Yeah, practice the way you want to play is essentially the take home from that. And it's games like this do serve as practice. I get you maybe don't want to always show your full hand, but I always want to see your full hand. You should be confident enough in your strategy that yes, you can be anti-stratted, but you're good enough that it is good enough that you can win those games. The barrel's been spotted. Or Shasaga is just going to swing. Yeah, there we go. Communicated it to Destroyer either way. The 1M4 doesn't really do anything for them. As Beyond go down 5-3, and we look in towards what can be a full buy. Again, we'll be lacking an AWP, and it's been such a pivotal part of Beyond's gameplay, having that up. Honestly, at this point, I'm just going to quickly switch back and say Invictus will win this series, because the way Beyond are showing up, I just don't believe in this. I mean, we're even missing Olivia. I know he was 5 for 1 at one point, but now he's 5 for 6. And we've mentioned him when it comes to rifling that he is just as competent with it as with an AWP. But from the decision making we're seeing, from the early fights, yes, it's very early to call that, but I just think Invictus are coming in and playing this game properly, whereas Beyond are much more loosey-goosey. And I really don't like that. Look at this mid play. Got a player top mid. He's being pressured. Yeah, this swing from Flying was a little unnecessary, but he's got confidence under his belt. The AWP covering him on the push, and it is a 1-for-1 trade. And we talked about this, that, you know, opening duels, if they get traded back on the CT side, always put you in a disadvantage. So old thing we say, the map is the same size, but you've less people to defend it. But when you're over on the attacking side, oh no, that's an awkward shot for Viva. On the attacking side, trading back 1-for-1 is good, but when you trade back 1-for-4, maybe not so much.
So, from what I understood, 1-for-4 is good, 1-for-1 is bad.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
If you're the T side, make sure to lose all your players.
Okay, and DZ will close it out with a nice triple kill. Again, I mean, I respect the play, though, out of Beyond, right? They had a plan. Molly top the mid, behind the boxes, push him down. The smoke was set up so they really couldn't see too much. Viva was there protecting with an AWP. I respected it. I would like to have seen a flashbang be thrown in, though, to prevent Viva from hitting that shot. But all in all, I love to see when teams take mid on the CT side. It's such a pivotal point of the map that's used for teams on T. And if you take that away, they're struggled. They funnel into either straight A take or straight B take.
The thought process was definitely good, but the only reason it worked out there, because Invictus had a very good setup against it, the only reason it actually worked out was just because Flying went for that wide peek on top mid. There's no need. He was safe behind the smoke. He had the op still covering his cross. They could have flashed over for him and allowed him to peek. They could have done a number of things. Just waited a little while, gone out together, had the AWP peeked alongside him. But they didn't, and that caused a lot of problems. The smoke's here. Oh, they have no idea about KNTZ, though. He's good for 1 in a second as well with the quick headshot to Flying. Oy is all by himself. And as we said, you know, you want to lose 4 players if you're on the T side. The reality is, you don't get on YouTube for winning 4v4s. You gotta win a 1v4. Unfortunately, the 1v5, a little bit too much for Oy to win. And so we go back to even Stevens.
I don't like this. I don't like seeing Olivia in the op right now. I like how fast they're playing on the CT side, which is so weird to say because normally we talk about on the T side. Last time we saw him on the op, they execute towards A, he pushes through the smoke, and he dies. Spotting out 3 or 4 players. This round, you see him on the AK, being a lot more fluid, having the ability to, you know, back away and not put himself in such an awkward position. They also had a quick rotate from B. They had all 5 players there to defend towards A. Don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking Olivia on the AWP, but I just like what we saw before. I like how fluid, how fast they were to rotate and pull things off, whereas, oh my god, what, Viva? Marl is just like a little rabbit, you know, just jumping around, and then all of a sudden the Mr. Hunter comes around the corner with a, that sucks, that's rough, and now they have to play a man down, no kill being traded back, so if I remember correctly, this is good, T-side, right, Mitch?
It's not bad, we'll put it that way.
It's not bad? Come on.
So Invictus are looking to split into mid. Yeah, they've got their flash coming around the corner. They've learned their lesson from last time. And they've got control. The rotate around towards connector was heard. They definitely know QQ is here. He's looking to peek bottom mid. He spots a player, but it costs him a lot of his life, and then all of it with Flying traded out after. A 5v3. Beyond spread. 2 players B site, 1A. Invictus are poking out towards the apartments. That was like, this is what I'm looking for from Invictus. Like I said, those other rounds, it definitely exuded confidence, but now we're seeing much more strategic approach from them. They take their mid control, they take the duels along the way, yeah, a little bit overzealous, but they know there's an AWP, so they want to find that. They want to kill this guy. There was a flash around the corner as well, but it just didn't hit apartments. They've spotted him over in apps again. They have a player coming in apps, a player coming from site, making a lot of noise. His job is just to distract him at the moment, to allow the players to come up behind. And there you go. He even closes it out. But yeah, the Molotov under wood, everything went perfectly for them. And then flying, yes, he gets overzealous, as I said, moving in towards the B site, but he killed one, died to an op, and got traded out in the end. So that's a textbook round from Invictus.
I mean, he's also on 14 kills, so I'm not going to be the one to tell him, hey, fly and reload it. Look at this shot, though. This is what I was talking about. How does he hit this? Oh, damn. He gets stuck in the corner on the jump. That's why you have to jump a specific way so you don't stay in the air any longer than you need to. But that, don't let me take away from how insane of a shot that was. That really was ridiculous. How does he even hit? Oh my god. We watched it in slow-mo and I could barely keep up. I'm also an old man, so.
Oh, are you like 53 now?
54 in July.
Oh, wow. Say hi to the grandkids for me.
Wait, what now? You're assuming I've had kids?
You haven't?
You think I could find anyone that can put up with me that long? Come on.
Yeah, it's 3 weeks. I'm at the end of my tether.
Exactly. Imagine how Tom feels. Why do you think he's not here? He's like, nah, with Jason 3 weeks, I'm out.
Why do you think he's
Ain't
bald
happening.
at this point? Just the stress.
Well, going into our next round, round 12. Leave it back on the op. Goes for the peak. Gets caught out. And, well, yeah. A little unfortunate. And even QQ getting caught. Good flashbangs out of flying, though. Showed he can pretty much do it all. A to Z, STK, Myro's the last alive. Money's not there. I mean, I'd say get that off and save it. Hack away.
Oh, we're spamming, are we? We just go, just run for the hills. Yeah, again, comes back to the point, Olivia not showing up in the AWP. It was a hard shot to hit, but he didn't hit it, and that's ultimately what cost him. Blitz towards the site, just deleting QQ. That flash was so gorgeous by flying. And oh, he's looking to catch them off. He gets one towards the kitchen, another, and no weapons being saved. It's only the op, and they're going to hunt him down. STK, he's been in this movie before. He knows how it ends. One kill on the board, but it's his last stand, and unfortunately, he cannot get out of there alive. 7-5. And again, look at context. This seems like a very close game, and we talk again and again about how on Mirage you can have a close. A 9-6, an 8-7, doesn't matter which way it swings. It should be doable. Really, a 9-6 should just swing towards whoever won the pistol. But then, this is far too much, because the 7-5, the rounds that Invictus have won, have looked dominant. They've looked very, very clean. Beyond won the pistol as well, right? They went up 2-0.
Oh no, fly!
Run! Why are you peeking? Oh, so as soon as you get peeked there and you know there's USPs, just run away. There's an AK for them for free now, and Destroyer's looking for a close duel, but he's got a crossfire at least.
And there's the AK gone.
Good. You know the worst thing I've ever seen? I mean, the worst thing I've ever seen was a very close game between North and... I want to say Singularity. Dick will know exactly what I'm talking about. MSL decided to aggress on short. So they were versus a full eco. Singularity had eco stacked B. 4 players from North went to the A site, and MSL pushed short by himself with an op to play exits. He then gave them the op, obviously, because he died, because they rushed him down. I think they got one more rifle out of it as well. They used those then in the next round and won the round and ended up winning the game. It was just like, you idiot. Why would you do that? It's like one of the only times in my life where I've been commentating and just genuinely been tilted at just how stupid of a decision it was.
Well, speaking of decisions, look what they're doing, Mitch. They're actually going to be pushing straight out A ramp. Some early info going to be gathered. Flying is an idea they could be here. And he hits the shot. That's unfortunate. K to Z, will they expect a second? Oh, come on. Wow. All right, so that right there. A, peek together. B, you got to convert that kill when you know he's there. That's unfortunate. Fine, just really showing how good of a player he is, adding towards his tally.
Yeah, I saw him running towards T-Spawn with his knife out, and I got very worried that they would think that, you know, they were clear to just rotate, but evidently, you're seeing Invictus with their brain switched on. This is the thing, right? They're actively thinking about where the gaps are in their offense. Something that we have seen in most games not be a thing, that not for Invictus, but just in general in this tournament, that you go out, Palos get the control on site and go, I'm on site, come, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm sure ramp is clear. But it might seem like we're maybe
not.
Exactly. It might seem like we're over complimenting them a little bit, but it has been a very loose Counter-Strike throughout the group stages, and I think it's very refreshing to see Invictus play on this level. And we said this was a game that we wanted to see them. I mean, I was saying in the pre-show, coming in, taking seriously. They know Beyond are a damn good team, and hell, if you're going to play them on Mirage, you know what you're in for. So, glad to see that they've put some thought into the veto, evidently. Like I said, going into a boxing match and just headbutting their fist. Let them know you're not scared.
Hey Mitch, is it weird to me that I'm more tilted by STK's skin of the brown M4? It looks like a sand dune M4 pretty much, than just a default. Oh, even inspects it first. Thank you.
This one, bro?
Then like a default, you know?
Yeah. You know what the worst thing about this game is, about CSGO? There's no good A4 skins, or like there's a couple. It's like an
I got my X-ray. I don't love the X-ray, but Get Right gave it to me, so I'm happy with it.
Oh yeah, you would be then.
And I have the like the Japanese one, like the Japanese like drawing one, like a dragon on it. I can't remember, dragon something. I don't remember the name.
I don't know names of skins.
But AKs though, oh man, AK Asimov, AK Vulcan.
There's so many. The thing is,
Fire Elemental, not Fire Elemental. The Fire Serpent.
On price point as well. This is the thing. So obviously, Valve don't affect price point, but they do affect rarity.
Right
there. There's just so many nice skins. Like you've got the leaded glass, the Decimator, the Nightmare for the A1S that are all like €2 to €3.
I mean, the Hyper Beast for the Silence M4, that's not bad.
That's gorgeous.
You have to use a silenced M4. That's the problem.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing. I'm saying, like, you can spend €5 and get a sick M4 A1S skin,
okay.
But if you're getting an A4 skin, you gotta be paying like €50, €100 to get something that's actually like on the same level of stylish, I guess.
Oh, by the way, real quick, Destroyer's actually got in towards window. He's flanked around kitchen. He's not been hurt, it seems. And then the B site's not going to expect this.
Hello.
Oh, there's so many plays there that could have worked out for Destroyer, and only one that could have screwed him over, and that was it right there.
That's not ideal. Not ideal at all. Flying able to take down QQ, though, and they've got an opening towards the site. Now, Palace isn't secured for them, but there's been one player towards jungle. There's 2 CT. There's a decent chance that they'll think Palace is clear. That's a very early rotate and a heavy stack towards the A site.
It's more of their weaponry, though.
Player. He's the one. He's got to go. He's got to go. Mayrolls just picked up the kill to Oi. You've got to go, STK. Do something. There's a player down below him. He's so worried about someone coming behind him in Palace. The players are behind the smoke. They start to move. There we go. Eventually gets out there and a double kill. That was it. The key play, the one they needed, and Viva's all alone. He's got low HP versus SMGs. And he shouldn't be able to get away with this. 10 seconds left. They go on the bomb. He's waiting. He's counting. 3 seconds. 2. He's going to go. He's going to find it, but he can't. And Beyond, pull up to 6. Beautiful round by STK.
I like how we're like criticizing him, like, you gotta go, you gotta go. And the second he does was the perfect moment. He gets 2 kills like that from that position. It's a 3 overall. I was worried. They had like 3 SMGs on a retake. Like, that shouldn't work out, but STK alone touches out for him. I think this kill out of QQ, though, was like the biggest one probably in the round, because that stops Destroyer from opening everything up on B. It stops him from maybe going towards A instead and wrapping around CT spawn. Really well done by Beyond there, working with what they had, and wasn't really that much to spend. Now we go into the pistol, and well, if y'all want to have a decent chance T side, I think obviously starting off here would be good. Invictus get themselves the pistol. This is going to be rough times for Beyond. But again, this is Invictus's map choice, and we still have Nuke to come up next.
This is Invictus map choice. Did you say Beyond? Or
it's Invictus's.
Yeah. Because every time I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, we're on Beyond's map choice. This is a...
I remember confused Blood. He's like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's like, it's been so many games though, haven't there, where we're like, wait, we got the picks backwards? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they turned around and were like, this whole tournament, they'd be backwards. But they're definitely not. It's just...
I think Blood was like, you bloody fools.
Bloody fools. That is his that's his catchphrase, I have to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big fan of it. Well, Beyond moving in towards the A site, overwhelming it with the numbers on the Glocks. Shasage hoping to catch someone off in towards CT if they come through. Oh, if he goes through that murder hole, he's in trouble. Flying, gets the reload off just in time. Some action movie stunts being pulled. He shoves in the magazine and takes off the head. Goes in for Mayrolls as well. They leave QQ alone with his teammates cleaning up the window. He's been gushed. Hold on, this is winnable now for QQ. Both players are one hit. All down to just Flying. He's running forward. He's made it to triple. Swinging out wide, looking for the kill, but QQ, he gets the 1v3. 9-7, Beyond somehow keeping themselves alive into that round.
QQ with the pew-pews. What well done play out of him. It's been quiet so far in this first half. Only 6 kills, ends up going up to 9 now. Oh, man. A Crucial, I mean, those shots out of Fly, he's just getting better, it feels like. That Gooch there onto Owen to kill. It's a massive play out of him, and I mean, just look at the angles he has to cover off. We only had, what 4 bullets left on that final fight? They close it out. I will say this, though. I'm still scared, because Invictus, it's still them. And, well, then again, QQ just shuts this down as he goes in towards Palace, gets a 2K. And it's only him alone, which is even more surprising, right? Because this is typically what they'll do with QQ. He'll lurk towards Palace, he'll hit towards B, and he'll look for the flank. But if he loses a duel here, they drop an AK. And then that puts Invictus in such a good position to take this round back. I don't know. What's your thoughts? I mean, obviously, if it works out, it's good. But if it doesn't work out, I mean, if it works out, just because it works, it doesn't mean it's the right play. I don't know if you think that was a right play at all, though.
No, I think you're seeing a lot of risks, a lot of unnecessary risks. I have to agree with you there. Like, it works out. Is it the right idea? Probably not. If you do it, the thing is, you gotta realistically think, okay, you did it this one time and it worked. If you do it 9 more times, is it gonna work? Most of those? Probably not. So that's not a good plan. I would not be surprised to see Invictus save these 2 weapons at this point. I would in fact prefer it. Because we just think about the basic situation they're in. 2v5 retake, or next round, they have the same weapons, same amount of opponents, but no bomb plant, so time's on their side, and they have 3 teammates to work around. So obviously it makes a lot more sense to save these. Because they will be eco in next round, so there's no way that they'll buy anything up. But they do also get a lot of money as well, right? Because this is something I forget in these kind of situations, that they're going to be getting, what, 2,400? So they can actually invest into it. Just some P250s, like nothing serious, but you got an okay amount of money on the board. Certainly helps. Having 3 P250s to back up those weapons would help out a whole bunch. Oh, and Destroyer had saved a Deagle, so even better. He can drop that to his teammate. Fantastic.
Really well done by Beyond. Again, I love the use of window, especially towards connector. I mean, we always talk about art and Furia when it comes to this map. I believe it's art, if I'm not mistaken. I could be. It's been a while since I've cast a Furia, but I'm pretty confident in saying that. Let's see, looks like it's going to be a big push towards B. I'll leave KNTZ to lurk in towards middle. Boy, with the Deagle, he's going to have a lot of pressure coming his way in just a few seconds. He spots out the first towards Bam, but he hasn't been spotted out. And that's going to be 2 kills already. Pick up the side for Invictus Destroyer now with the scout. Sage watching from short. Preventing the bomb from being planted to force them to actually push against the CT side. And, well, it will go the CT's way, unfortunately. Flying and Viva now the last alive. And the pistols are doing some work. They get themselves 4 kills, so not a bad round in the end, to be fair. Almost coming down to that last 1v1, and Mayrolls will clutch out with the 3K, but that's still damage done. That's a lot of money taken away from the economy out of Beyond. Now Invictus are going to be on the buy up here. An op picked up for Olivia. It looks like he might try to go for that mid peak right off the bat.
Yeah, we really have to think about what they came in with. 2 Deagles, P250, and a scout. And they walk away with 4 kills, almost a round win? That's huge. We are still in the very early half. Beyond have now won both pistols, remember. Albeit on the back of a sick performance in QQ for the second one. They're only tied up. That says, to me, that Invictus are far better in the buy rounds. And from what we've seen so far, thinking about the previous half, I think that definitely stands to reason. Olivia, he's trying to get revenge for the shot Viva hit in the previous half. Straight down through the apartments, the Pixel. He might get the chance as well.
I saw a clip of Viva doing a shot from here.
I'm a big fan of it. I usually hold it on the opposite side, from the CT side, straight down to wraps. If you can get yourself in a position where you can do that, you keep the information the whole time as well, as to whether they're even coming up underpass.
Yeah, but so then you don't get that quad workout. You don't get those sick halves.
True, true. And you can't run as fast, obviously. In CSGO, your characters adapt to the amount of movement you're doing.
That would be ultra realism mode.
Yep. And obviously, you see Oi's in the kitchen for two reasons. He wants to be able to catch him off guard, and he's getting hungry, so he has to eat up, or his character will pass out.
This isn't Daisy, all right?
He didn't eat in time, so he passed out there. That's what happened.
Well, there's no food in the kitchen. What do you expect? Xiao Sage, though. Nice little placing. Makes the player push towards short since they lost control of it. Gets himself a quick 2. Eva's rotated in to help out Olivia. They had no chance to expect this. They didn't realize the rotation here so fast. Now QQ's left alone against 3. He's done this before, and that's going to be 2. 15 HP remaining. He has the bomb, but he doesn't know where Destroyer's going to be, and Destroyer just catches him out with the pistol. Good attempt here out of QQ, but Invictus will still come out ahead. It looks so good for Beyond, too. After losing 2 players, to pull it down from a 3-on-5 into a 1-on-1. I mean, QQ's really shown up when they need it. Still has them set behind in rounds. And I mean, that initial peak right there was a little bit confusing, right? Actually, sorry, it wasn't a 3-on-5. It was a 3-on-4 down to a 1-on-1. That peak, though, that wide swing, because they saw the smoke thrown in, right? And then they get the kill onto Oi. So they know there's 2 players towards B, but maybe they expected the rotation to be coming in. They're expecting Xiao Sage to be over towards short since they didn't have the info themselves pushed up that far. Maybe backed away towards kitchen. Either way, they lose the round. Destroyer, he hits the shot straight into the dome of Olivia, and Flying just jumps up and catches up KNTZ.
They talked about the quads. Well, he certainly got them, able to get up on top. Oh, the nade! Oh, not quite deep enough, but QQ. I see him in a 1v4 and I get excited. He's had a great half in those clutch situations, but unfortunately not enough, as it now goes 11-9. And Invictus are going to be able to invest back into a rifle if they want to. They've got their AWP. I mean, everything's fine for them. This is the round where they should be building up some money as well. Beyond come in with nothing. Blocks, I don't even want to see an investment into anything. And, well, if they are going to go for a B rush, I'd like a smoke. No, okay, they're going middle. That's fine. Go through apartments without a smoke, you might as well just kill in console. Because you're just going to get mollied. Actually happened to us the other day. We straight rushed apartments and died 4 to a Molotov.
Oh, when you queued CS with Tombiz and didn't invite me? Yeah, I remember that.
You're never gonna let this go, are you?
No. I mean, it's not like we're on Challenge Friends list or anything. Oh, wait, we are.
In fairness, you're in Poland. Can you play CS?
Yeah, what do you think I'm casting from? I'm on a PC.
Oh, well, fair enough. Oh, and you've got good internet as well. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Jason, I'm sorry. I apologized the other day. I'll apologize again, okay? It's the last apology you get.
I mean, the best apology you could give me would be just inviting me next time.
Was which time? I scratched my head and didn't hear you.
It's fine. You know what? We're bringing Haka in to cast the playoffs, and for good reason now. Like, they're actually just trying to walk their way towards Connector and Viva. Who's to be overrun, but not before taking 3 players with them. So an AK and a P250 for Beyond, and 45 seconds to work with. The Grady, though, hasn't been shot out in towards windows, so that puts him in an awkward position. Sage knows exactly where my role's going to be, and Invictus will get themselves up to 12. Money will be here yet again for Beyond to buy.
The Chosen One returns. Let's see who he's been a fan of. The utility file. Again, not making any accusations to Viva. He's a good guy. He's come through with 39 nades. I'll accuse him of as being a damn good teammate.
You know, I've actually heard that this guy named Jason Kaplan's a phenomenal teammate as well, willing to take the bomb in every round for a lot of utility and
maybe might invite him to play sometime.
He's there for moral support. Little push comes in. Out of Invictus to get aggressive. Viva gets 1 kill. Destroyer gets 1 as well, so early man advantage for them. QQ trying to do what he does best here, trying to lurk in towards Palace, gets caught out. Gets tagged up down to 13 HP, and he's looking all bad now for Beyond here on Mirage. Destroyer's getting confident. He's on 15 kills. I mean, Flying, look, he had money to buy up into an M4, but he's like, nah. MP9. It's all I need.
They're looking to move towards that B side, evidently, but you know what? Beyond aren't the only one with that info. Flying's pushed all the way through A, and he's on his way on the flank with the MP9. It's the benefit of having a weak weapon like an SMG. He's going to take those aggressive pushes when he wouldn't otherwise. And here we go, free kill. There's QQ gone. He managed to get a flash over beforehand, but didn't do a whole lot for them, did it? Not a single kill. 4 players left alive for Invictus. Flying upgrading to an AK so they don't actually lose any rifles. And Beyond, again, put down to a point where they should be ecoing. This time I expect a little bit of utility. Maybe a B-rush out of them. Whether they can afford smokes and a flash or 2. Or 3. Or 4. But, this is definitely an underwhelming scoreline at the moment. Remember, this team has won both pistol rounds, giving them basically 5 off the bat. And they are on 9. Their buy rounds have been abysmal. And that's one thing that I guess is a little bit misleading sometimes when you look at these scorelines. Like, if this ended 16-9, that would be horrendous for Beyond. Like, if they lost pistols, it would easily be a 16-5, 16-4. But it looks close on an eye test.
Oh no. Sage just locking us down himself. We just have support now. Get themselves the kills. Flying's like, wait guys, I need to add to my tally. Myrals and QQ left alone. 2 on 5. This has got to be 14 for Invictus, especially with Flying watching the backs. Look at this. Oh, okay. All right.
I hate everything about this round. Absolutely everything. Why are you pushing underpass versus pistols? Why then... that player went back? Destroyer went back? Or not Destroyer, excuse me. Was it... Viva? Flying went back, sorry. Viva's there, he's sticking around on the angle. You got... like, Oi over facing. Everybody's taking fights. They just don't need to. You're versus pistols. QQ's in a 1v3. He's already won these. Sure, but 13-9... like, now they're in a good position because they need 1 buy round guaranteed OT. That's fine. Then they put Beyond down to a weaker buy. If they win this, they probably won the game. But if they lose that previous round... Beyond managed to actually retrieve the rifles underpass. There's only two players there. They can easily kill them with the deagles they had. You know, if someone had it, in fact, one player did wide swing to watch it, right? Just that the shot happened to be hit by Viva. If that didn't happen, that's a rifle drop. Flying goes for trade. He probably dies because now there's 2 or 3 guys peeking it. And all of a sudden we're talking about a 13-10 with a full buy for Beyond. And yes, there's lots of money for the CT side, but... practice sloppily, play sloppily. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say when we come into the playoffs it won't happen. If it does, I'll be an angry man.
Yeah, I don't think it will. We're so
That's
close.
great. That's great. Oh! He did. Oh, what? What's just happened? Destroyer went down to try and trade Viva, but he got none on top mid. Beyond are just steamrolling them. Shot after shot with Flying falling. It's a 2v5. This is a save. I mean, they don't even know that much damage has been done.
Hey, there's a lot of money left for Invictus, though. I think they could take away some weapons here.
They could. They play
Okay.
exits. Well,
Maybe
we
not
can't
anymore.
take anything away, but... playing exits here I wouldn't be
Oh no.
all too upset about.
ANTZ. He's coming around behind. Olivia might just close out himself, though, and there we go. A flawless round for Beyond, albeit Olivia on 1, STK on 5. Myrals on about 15 HP. But they still clutch it out. 14-10. But we're seeing the bot come in yet again for Invictus. And to be fair, I mean, I'm not going to say they were gifted the round, but Invictus didn't need to play that aggressive. Like, Destroyer didn't necessarily need to re-peek that. And then, of course, the first shot, nice little flashbang to force him to miss. But is Beyond going to find, you know, 5 more rounds like that? 6 more rounds like that? I'm not too sure. Well, maybe. We're seeing Viva now trying to get aggressive in towards middle, but the flashbang tells him he should sit back and wait.
Well, their aggressive play didn't work. They got punished after 2 in a row. Well, where are we going now? Chosage falls in middle. That's window open. Ripe for the taking. SDK, I think he's going down to boost his teammate, by the way KNTZ's holding. But, oh, Viva, he flicked away at just the wrong moment. Now a lot of pressure on a player like Destroyer to get some damage done. He picks up QQ. The nade comes through. And really from this position, what can he do? That's beautiful. That's all he's getting. Quite luckily, honestly.
That was a sick shot, though. Now looking at their money, I mean, Jasaga at 8.2, Viva on 5.2. Maybe a little bit of a buy into this, a little bit of a light buy. And the thing is, I mean, yeah, Invictus run 14. They've looked like the better team, but they're starting to let these rounds slip. They're starting to allow Beyond to get into this. They're going to go for the save, not going to force. I like that. But we know about, Beyond. You give them some momentum, and still a very likely chance they could pull this back and then go on to Nuke, where they've been able to beat the likes of Vici. I think a 2-0 might be in the cards if they can win here on Mirage.
Good shots by Viva. Damage done with the pistol. Rifle retrieved. Time to go save that one. I don't think they'll really be wanting to contest with that AK. But for the other players, I mean, Flying doesn't need to save a Scout. Destroyer doesn't need to save a Deagle. But playing exits is always a viable strategy. They've got short and kitchen locked down, and then it's only apartments that the T's can exit through without being challenged. I'm actually surprised with the, like, people got sick gloves, sick knives, but, like, no Deagle skin. What's this about? Oh, Destroyer. He might not need the skin, and it's about to be covered in blood. One kill, but no more. That was looking far more promising.
I mean, sometimes the best skin is the original, right?
No.
No?
No, that's never true.
And the hand cannon looks pretty sick.
I mean, there's just so many, I don't know the name of... Is it Deagle Blaze It? Is that the one with the fire?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Pretty
what
good.
I meant. Why'd I say hand cannon?
Hand cannon's alright as well. Now we're really reaching the end of all the skins I know with Deagles.
Yeah,
So those are the two.
We're talking about like the first Deagle skin released in the game. That's how that our limited
That's
amount
where
of
we're
knowledge.
at. Back in my day, the Deagle hand cannon.
I remember when the Op Boom was the go-to skin,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Lightning. I don't remember what it's called.
I've never found the lightning. Oh, Olivia, he's in so much trouble. That Molly could even finish him off, but he's got away. He's evaded them. 5 health remaining. That's not a good start, but they have managed to trade back away to about the same. 5 and 15, I don't think there's much of a difference. You're never really going to...
Back
gonna
in
end
my
up in a
day, the
spot.
red line was the best skin in the game. Well, they're going for it, though. Lions got the flank. They have the information. They have the stack on the site as well. They have Oi boosted up. There should be no way they expect this. This should be a clean round for Invictus now. Viva just trying to play time, trying to sit behind the bench. Oi's going to get that kill to save his teammate. Going for the second, but KNTZ will pick him up, and now Viva tries to rotate over. He falls as well to KNTZ, and that looked like such a clean round coming in for the CT side, but fine. He'll be able to pick off KNTZ, leaving Olivia in the 1-on-2, and he doesn't expect a player to be already pushed up kitchen. That's going to be 15 on the board finally for Invictus. And also, money, it's still going to be there for Beyond. Not too big of a deal. More of Invictus side that they're hurting a little bit for Zhao Sage and Oi. I like it. His knife's named Genius for flying.
Oh, what's that AK called again? The blue, black, and white one?
Vulcan.
Vulcan. That was the best skin when I was like originally playing. Everybody loved that.
Well,
Or all my friends had
I
it.
mean, that one's amazing, and then the other one we're just sawing. I call it the Shroud's AK skin because he had a strat track version of it that like costs ridiculous on money. Or I guess you technically have the HAL for the M4A4, by the way.
Oh yeah,
You can't really get it anymore.
Yeah, no, but I mean, we're talking a couple grand then. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, there are good skins, but they're so expensive. Should be a rarity thing. Oh well, this is not going according to plan for Invictus. They've just been torn apart. Quick mid push into A, and that's the round over. Look, crossfire from window and top mid, leaving Oi by himself in a 1 versus 5 even. Quick math. Look at me, Jason. I'm getting better.
At the end of this tournament, you'll be able to do simple addition.
Yeah, well, it is the end of this tournament. And I can confirm that 15 plus 7 is 12, so good to go.
Wait, what? 15 plus 7 is 12?
Close. Something like that. Maybe 22. I don't know.
Always going to be left alone. Again, saving the weapon. It's going to have to. I think there's even a chance we're going to see overtime here, because Invictus, they're going to have to save the next round. Or have a very minimal buy. And Beyond are pretty much going to have money to buy out the rest of this game. Oh, a little bit worried. We could be getting a 14 for Beyond. Ideally, we should be. And then it's all coming down to that last and final round. Always going to maintain the M4. He's going to drop a Deagle over to Destroyer. 50 picked up for Zhao Sage. I mean, the thing is, I'm not going to count them out in this round, because we've seen teams win with less. Especially when it comes to, like, the final round of the game.
Yeah. How many games have we seen where it's like 2 buy rounds in a row, they lose, then they close it out with Deagles?
I mean, I hear Bleh just screaming, like, what is going on? It's in my dreams, my nightmares.
Bleh is never in a nightmare. It's only ever a dream. A solid 2 damage done by that nade. STK is going to be limping around the map. I like that Beyond are taking this round very slowly. I think we're going to see some utility thrown over and light top mid control going their way. They're hoping that Invictus will get aggressive. And this is what I've been looking for from Invictus, was that, you know, when they're up against these pistols, that they play very cautiously. But as you're saying, Destroyer, he's got a fantastic position on his way through the T-spawn, and he's just about to come up behind them. And on top mid, absolutely nobody's watching him.
Oh, this has got to go bad. If he's got to play this right, this could be like 3 kills for him, especially as Zhao Sage helps out. Okay, he's still gonna play it out. Gonna run up a little bit, try to get behind them. STK gets down Viva. Lion's gonna respawn. His teammates just need to stay alive because they have 2 players flanking him from the back, and just like that, they overwhelm them completely. STK is gonna fall, and it's all on KNTZ out of nowhere. They don't check house. They don't turn around. How does this happen? And we just said we've seen teams win final rounds with less. And that's going to be it. 16-13. That's such a shame for Beyond to have that big of a pushback in the second half, but then to lose it to a flank, to a double flank. That's rough times. That's rough times indeed.
I mean, we